Okay. I have gotten a lot of questions about the Kenton County Family Court business, and I've tried to be in the past respectful about how I approach this, because I understand that it's serious territory, and no one knows how serious it is besides me. I think it's important at this juncture to speak plainly, and I want to just briefly explain for the one and only time what I am saying, on what basis I'm saying it, and why I think it's important to say it, and to stand up for what's right. In the end, that is what I'm trying to do. I understand that that is very unpopular, and I also understand why those who have an interest in not changing things so that things are done the right way would want to, would find fault with me. I get that. And given that there are judicial actors involved, I also understand why those judicial actors would manipulate, the court to retaliate against me for speaking up. I won't stop. I'm going to continue to say the same thing. I'm going to continue to speak the truth. I'm going to continue to evidence the truth. Anybody that knows me knows that that's the case. These people don't. If you're waiting for me to get the message and to stop speaking up and speaking out and advocating for positive change and pointing out the corruption of the system, you are going to be waiting for a long time. You can jail me. You can take me off Facebook. You can find me as much as you want. I am going to stand up and do the right thing. Now, anybody that knows me knows that, respectfully. I assure you, you will learn that. It's just a matter of time. So hurry up and get it over with. But at the end of the day, it is about truth. It is about the undisputable facts that prove that truth. And it is about the implications of that truth. Test me in every way. Believe me, I would not do something as serious as standing up and saying the Kenton County Family Court is corrupt if I had not seriously considered the implications of doing that, seriously considered whether that's fair or not, whether the proof compels that conclusion, if there's any other explanation. And without a serious amount of diligence and forethought, just as a moral matter, I don't want to, be unfair to people if I were mistaken and recklessly say something like that. And at the same time, I wouldn't want to get myself in trouble, which I could get in, if I recklessly made those allegations. I've done that 8 times over. This is not, I've seen what I've seen. I have what I have, and math is math. So that's that. But having done all those things, I feel like as important as it is to be appropriate and to exercise prudence in saying these things, having done that, I think it is important to say them. Because families are being wrecked, parents are being cut into pieces. Lives are being destroyed. I know this because I've seen it, I've heard it, and my family is one of the victims. I am sorry to be a gadfly and to be ignored. I'm sorry to be the goofy-ass face of inconvenient truth, but I am. So, I'm tired of seeing my kids get hurt. I'm tired of seeing the cronyism. I'm tired of seeing the preferential treatment. I'm tired of seeing justice dispensed based on who you know and who your lawyer is and not on the facts of the law. And listen, yes, if it has not been made clear, I have a serious problem with that. And I think everybody should. And it's a matter of public interest. And yes, I've spoken out about that and am now. I have seen it with my own eyes. The proof is undeniable and objectionable and just not a matter of opinion. There's a long sample size. This is not a matter of opinion. It is a statement of fact. So, there you go. You have my manifesto. You know where I stand. You know what I'm doing. You know where I'm coming from. And you know I'm not going to stop. until we have achieved positive change and the corruption of the system is rooted out. I'm sorry, it is wholly inappropriate for actors of the court to only respond to the emails in the normal course, doing business, of certain attorneys, but to not respond to the very same emails about the very same things sent by attorneys who aren't in their little clique. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if they don't understand how violative of the judicial canons, the professional rules, and the very basic notions of the foundations of justice, which they purport to serve, that is. It doesn't change the fact that their ignorance of the corruption, and the misfeasance in which they engage, does not change the fact that it is misfeasance. And ultimately, what consequences come of this are not up to me. If anything comes of this, it's not up to me. There are people who that is up to, and I'm encouraged, based on my significant time spent with them, that they understand and that they are collecting the evidence. But we'll see. But just so there's any, let's be very clear what's going on here. Well, by way of other example, that's just one example. I'm not going to debate whether there's corruption at the Kenton County Family Court. I've seen it, I know it, I have it. Come on over and I'll show it to you. I'm not going to debate whether it is appropriate to decide a case in advance. Ben, how do you know that? The date on the order. I'm not going to debate these things. The evidence is palpable, objective, not a matter of opinion, and just bare, just naked. And it is disappointing that the same judicial actors that perpetrate this stuff take great pains to hide it, very frankly, in my opinion, from the presiding judge. And I want to be very clear that I have no reason to believe that the presiding judge has any idea of what's going on. And if he would give me a hearing at all, give me 4 hours in the courtroom, and we done, bro. But the very same judicial actors that perpetrate this stuff. Hey, Katie, has that happened?
Yeah.
We've had a hearing?
Oh, no, we have not had a hearing.
No, we haven't had a hearing. Have we asked for one?
We have asked for one, yes.
Yeah. And this is what happens. I understand why we haven't had a hearing. I understand why these people don't want me on Facebook. I understand why I've gotten fined $15,000. I understand why a totally manufactured, totally corrupt court order that's not even possible was generated by these people and then distributed far and wide. I understand all of those things. It's not hard to connect these dots. Let me tell you how this ends. With justice. You want this to end? Justice. I have no interest in people getting in trouble. This isn't about vengeance or retribution. It is saving future parents and kids from the consequences that I have seen with my own eyes, from the corrupt behavior of a selfish few. There are consequences to serious actions. That's just life. I have every reason to believe here that that lesson will be learned by those who apparently, after years and years of hiding in the shadows, those who, the people too much of a coward to put their name on things and to be the judge and issue the orders, but who nonetheless feel that they're entitled after all the years to basically be the judge. Those who get all of the gain of their mischief without any of the risk of having their name on it. I have a word for those people. I think society has a word for those people. They're cowardly and selfish. And I don't concern myself with cowards and selfish people in the normal course. I have a life that is seriously rich and blessed. And I'm looking at, some really big blessings at this very moment. But I do have to spend time on such cockroaches if they do things that hurt people and continue to hurt people. And hell yeah, I think I have a legal duty. And hell yeah, I feel like I have a moral duty. And to be perfectly honest with you, I really wish that this wasn't my calling in life. If I had to pick my own set of talents, gifts, and that kind of thing. I would certainly not pick the ones that were given to me. But let's face it, I was born for this. It's just who I am. And if there are certain people that do not understand that, by golly, they're going to, okay? So that's what this is about. I am going to continue to do the right thing. I am going to continue to advocate for reform. I am going to continue to stand up and say, that is wrong. It's against the rules. It's against the law. When I see things with my own eyes that are against the rules and against the law, and of course, yeah, I'll hit clip, hit print and, keep the evidence and, of course, I'm not debating. These are not matters of opinion. Okay, it is not okay to reserve justice to a special few with whom there happens to be a relationship. I mean, justice should not depend on who your lawyer is. Does anyone seriously debate that maxim? No. If you do not, come on over here, baby, because you're on my side. Somebody has to fight for these things. And, that is, forgive me, what I was born to do. It is the fearless pursuit of the truth until the end, until justice is done and the wrong is righted. That's it. When will I stop talking about this stuff on Facebook? When will all of this nonsense stop? It ain't up to me. It will stop when the wrong is righted, when parents aren't being hurt, when kids aren't being hurt, when parents aren't being taken away from their children because, certain judicial actors, I guess, find them abhorrent or don't like who they are, their personality, or any of the things that the law is not supposed to account for. For those of you not versed in the practice of law, let me explain it to you. It is remarkably simple. It is the application of admissible facts to the controlling law. And the judge is a washing machine whose opinions and those of his staff do not matter at all. When he puts on the robe, symbolically, he divests himself of anything that he thinks, feels, or any of his staff thinks or feels, any personal prejudices, any preferences for counsel, or somebody not having counsel. And he is a washing machine. He just does his job. He just applies the law to the facts. That is the rule of law. That is the foundation of our country. And it is, in the end, the foundation of the basic principles of equality and egalitarianism and dignity and respect to every single person that lives in this country. And sure as hell, to every parent, rich or poor, black or white, able to afford the high-priced attorneys that enrich themselves by the system being set up as it is. If you have the right attorney, then you get special access to justice, then you might win. We should not have things like whether kids end up with parents being decided on who their lawyer is or whether they have a lawyer at all. I have long hair. Some have short. If you don't know me, I'm going to come off as a certain way that does not, if you're insecure, I get that. It takes a little bit of time to chill with me, but we're going to be cool in the end. But none of that stuff matters. The law does not care about whether you like me or somebody else. So, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of seeing the preferential treatment. I continue to see it. I personally continue to experience it. I continue to evidence it. It's not hard to prove this stuff, by the way. I've had 2 major litigations in 2 separate cases over a long period of time. The other side does something. I just do the very same thing. Guys, literally, I cut and paste the very same emails. File the exact same motions. Theirs get heard, mine don't. If that happens once, okay, an oversight. 30 times? 40 times? And other people experience the same phenomenon? Something like the date of the case in my, date of the order in my case. I don't want to, this is not, like, let me save you some time. It is not logically possible for my case, a case in which I was denied foundational, fundamental constitutional rights. It's not about me. There's apparently, personally, dozens upon dozens of people that have, parents who have suffered the same fate. It's not mathematically possible for my case to have been decided on the facts and the law based simply on the timing of the court's order. Now, anybody that wants to argue to the contrary, and by the way, no one has, the energy is spent, on some kind of character assassination plot, against me. No one has, the people doing this have not addressed the merits of what I'm saying. Oh, Ben's a bad guy, he's crazy, all this stuff. Whatever. No one has addressed the mathematical, uncontestable, unbelievable, objective reality at the heart of all of this, and which really made this a big deal. It's a date on the court order. It proves as a matter of logic that constitutional issues involving the most important things in the world, parents and kids, were decided on something. Whatever they were decided on, and judging from the contents of the order, I think we can glean that. But whatever they were decided on, as a matter of physics, they were not decided on the facts of the law. The corruption of the Kenton County Family Court is a matter of physics. Not even my proof. Certainly not my opinion. And certainly not even the evidence of all of the others who have come before me and, God Almighty, lost kids, temporarily or permanently, had their lives turned upside down because people are not doing the right thing. My business is done there. Okay? I certainly have not taken the stand that I've taken for personal, private interest. I don't really know how a family court could just willy-nilly sentence somebody to jail, and that's a whole separate problem. But apparently, I don't care what they do to me, and no offense, I don't pay much attention. I don't know how much I've been sanctioned. Katie does. Told me this morning it was over 15 grand. I don't care if it gets to 30 or 45 or 50 or 60. We'll go to 100. I'll borrow money if I have to. I don't know this amount because I am here until we right the wrong. And the other side is there until very potentially they go to jail. I can tell you as a former federal prosecutor, what my opinion on this would be, and I have a pretty good idea what the opinion of my former colleagues will be as they continue to understand what's going on. And I assure you that level of understanding is ongoing and improving. All I have done is taken what I have seen, the physics that just happened to occur in my case, and the objective documents that I have, and provide them to those whose job it is to absolutely go after and tee up little cockroaches that screw with the system. And it appears to me they are. I don't know. So, got a lot of questions about this and all this stuff. I just want to get that out there. Thanks.